go back to Tshwane now, where the long-awaited vote of no confidence in Cilliers Brink is expected to go ahead this afternoon. We are joined once again by Stephen Gritters, who I believe is still speaking to many more of those who are in attendance within those negotiations that are taking place. And of course, the ANC possibly being the one who's going to sway the vote one way or the other.
Katlego, yes, indeed. Good afternoon to you. So the bell has just rung. In fact, it's still ringing down on the main platform below me, and that's to call all of the councillors to come in to resume this meeting. I must just say, this doesn't mean that we'll have the vote immediately. In fact, that's very unlikely. I'm sure that the first order of business will be either lunch or a call for another caucus break. There are many different role players here, as you know, Katlego, and a moment ago we were talking about the importance of the Gauteng ANC in all of this. Well, we've invited the Gauteng ANC Provincial Secretary, TK Nciza, to join us and discuss all of this with us. TK, good day to you, and thanks so much for joining us. Firstly, how involved have you, as the Gauteng province, been in these discussions about what's going to happen in Tshwane? We know the national ANC has been talking to the region. How involved have you as the province been?
In fact, these discussions are led by the province. So whatever discussions that the region has been having with the national has been led by us. So because the ANC does not work in any other way. The province, these are regions of the province. We're province of national. So that's how it works. So, of course, we've been working very close and very well with the comrades in Tshwane, building up to where we are, necessitated by the people of Tshwane, the workers of Tshwane, the residents of Tshwane for the longest of time. And the reality is that, of course, National did have a discussion and an engagement with Democratic Alliance. Any other party has engaged with us as the province. And we did submit a report to our national leadership, which came back to us to say, look, let's focus on the ANC. Let's support the motion. We are going to move on today because the people of Tshwane have been really complaining for the longest of time. And they vote for the ANC in majority in all these wards, majority of them. But it is them who don't get the service. And when people don't get the service, people who will get the backlash is the councillors of the ANC. So as the African National Congress, we are here to really make sure that we fix that. We bring a government of local unity that will have representation of all areas, everybody from everywhere, all the small political parties. We go and we constitute government that will be able to move us forward, but also make sure that the people of Tshwane are serviced by that government.
Would that government of local unity, everybody from everywhere, include the Democratic Alliance?
We have been engaging with Democratic Alliance. We have not agreed with them. It doesn't mean we close doors for anyone. We have never done it even at provincial level. In fact, there's no way where this provincial leadership of the ANC has not engaged national, let alone that there are those who want to push that narrative for their own political agendas. But it has never happened. Even today, we're here, standing here, having engaged our leaders and also giving them space of more than 3 weeks to engage with those they can engage with. You are sitting here, you are seeing us here on the basis of the fact that those discussions would have happened. And you know, in the ANC, we're very patient because you must not put your emotions when it comes to people and decisions. So those decisions must be informed by a proper analysis of the situation. And our analysis is that we are ready. People of Tshwane and these comrades and the African National Congress who have been very patient with the Democratic Alliance. They've led this region for more than 8 years. I mean, the last time we led it was through Sputla.
Okay, so I mean, you say that you're patient, but I mean, you took this council illegally into administration. Eventually, the Constitutional Court that Tshwane should never have been taken into administration by the province. In KwaZulu-Natal, after the election, there is a government of which the ANC is a part, with the IFP and the DA and the National Freedom Party. We have the DA being a part of government in the national government, along with many other parties. In Ekurhuleni, we had a situation 18 months ago where Jean-Gazizwe Labati is now the member of the Mayoral Committee for Finance. I'm sure you know him better than I do. and he said that he didn't want to work with the EFF, the Ekurhuleni ANC didn't, and they were basically being pushed into it by the Gauteng ANC. So you say there's that people claim the Gauteng ANC doesn't like the DA. Let me put it to you directly. Are you trying to avoid working with the DA where you can?
I've never heard Nciza say that. If he said it...
It was a letter that was made public.
Yeah, but it's a personal view if he said that, and it's unfortunate. Because in the ANC, we don't operate like that. We don't take individual decisions. Because once you have an organization like that, it means you are going to have chaos. I'm going to stand in an interview as a provincial leader. You are going to ask me about an individual who wrote a letter, and I'm going to be expected to answer. It doesn't operate like that. It's a unitary organization where even myself, I can't take a decision as a provincial leader outside of a decision of the collective. And that's why from time to time we call meetings so that the province agrees. We have never avoided DA. First of all, in the province, when we elected the premier and we elected the speaker and the deputy speaker, we were working with DA because of an agreement that we had. That's a fact. They decided to renege against an agreement that we had. We could not agree to that because you can't negotiate with us in bad faith. We engaged with them and our leadership engaged with them on SWAN, right? They take a decision that take this one, don't take this one, do this. We don't agree to that. We agree that let's call everybody together. We are not in a grand coalition and we are not looking for a grand coalition with DA, which DA wants us to be part of. That's what we have always disagreed with at all times. That if we should work together like it has happened with the model in national level, where they've agreed to work with all other parties, even at the point where they were emphasizing or pushing for grand coalition, the national leadership did not agree. We did not agree in the province because they wanted us and them.
Sure. Okay. TK Nciza, thank you very much indeed for your time, sir. The Provincial Secretary of the ANC in Gauteng. Getting a little busy here. A lot more news for you to come on Newzroom Afrika, Channel 405. Do stay with us.